It's time.
Yes! Yes!
Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts. Oh, hang on. There we go. So first question. How did we get here? Well, after the cinematic juggernaut that was Avengers Endgame, the MCU's quality control began to slip, and I'm sure everyone knows that. Even though there were still some good Marvel movies and shows after Endgame, like Spider-Man No Way Home, Guardians 3, Wakanda Forever and Loki, the good was definitely shadowed by all the bad and mid, like The Marvels, Quantumania, Secret Invasion, She-Hulk. So when Marvel announced the Thunderbolts movie, the movie went under the radar in my opinion, like no one really cared. And I mean, I get that. There was no teaser, and the team didn't look all that special at first. That was until we got a teaser trailer, and I think all of my doubts were just dusted away faster than the snap. To me, this became the most anticipated movie of the year. Trailer after clip would come out, and the hype was real. And now here we are. The Thunderbolts is out, and I went to see it. But before talking about the actual movie, let's talk about the before a bit more. Scene transition. The marketing deserves an A++ for effort here, because I just thought everything about the way they advertised the movie was really good. From ads to clips, from this.
Friends, it is Red Guardian here. Ha ha ha! Yes!
And the motto of not super, not heroes, and not giving up is so great to me. Like, I would hang this up on my wall if I could. Now let's talk about the actual team. Yelena, Red Guardian, Bucky, US Agent, Ghost, and Taskmaster. I like this team, personally. Just a bunch of MCU characters that deserve a bit more screen time in my opinion. Bucky appears to be a politician, which comes as a bit of a surprise. Captain America 4 may have already told us, but I still didn't need to watch that movie to understand what was going on. John Walker also looks like he's going to be re-explained in this movie, with the article in the trailer, Fall of a Hero, the John Walker story. Still good to see him though. I actually don't think you would need to re-watch any of the past MCU movies to understand this one, but that's just my opinion anyway. Yelena appears to be the main leader of the Thunderbolts, and that's cool. Personally, she is the least interesting part of the team, but I could change my mind. Red Guardian seems to be the main comic relief here, which works really well, and he also shows some pretty good wisdom as well. And I haven't seen much of Ghost and Taskmaster yet. I like Ghost's new design compared to Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I'm 90% sure Taskmaster doesn't make it, but we'll see. She still might want to get a will ready, you know, just in case. Now, before we talk about the actual movie, I want to list a few things that I'll be talking about. 1. Do you need to watch the past MCU movies to understand this one? Point 2. What's the plot? And point 3. What was the best scene of the movie in my opinion? Now, onto the movie and the opinions of Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts. If you haven't seen it yet, then click off now and, I don't know, check back later. You back? Good. So, final thoughts after watching the Thunderbolts. And I liked it a lot. Yelena was the main focus of the movie, with her being lonely and being a drunk whenever she wasn't working, and still mourning Natasha's death. Red Guardian was the MVP with comedy, and tried to bring the team together. US Agent was more of an asshole than I thought he'd be, and he mellowed out throughout the movie quite a bit. Ghost needed a bit more screen time, and so did Bucky, but hey, they were still pretty cool having around. Taskmaster does end up dying, which is a little anticlimactic, and Bob was really good. I loved Lewis Pullman's take on Sentry, and he gave us one of the best fights in the movie, in my opinion. Furthermore, I really liked the message of the movie. Not giving up when times get low, and that you always have people to help you through those times was really nice. And especially relatable to some people, because I'm sure everyone at some point has had a low, very low moment of their life. The best scene of the movie by far was when Bob starts beating down his Void counterpart in his head. As Bob slowly turns into the Void, he gets darker and darker. The Void just laughs until Yelena and the team stop Bob from punching the Void, basically telling him he can always depend on them when he gets low. There were still so many other scenes I liked of the movie. Red Guardian scenes, John Walker gets a scene where he sees the turning point of his life where his family actually leaves him after becoming obsessed with his public image as a fallen hero. And there's a scene where Walker and Ghost just defile Taskmaster's corpse for gear. It was kind of funny, even though when I say it out loud it sounds kind of gross. Valentina was kind of a bitch, and I still love the scenes she was in, because anything she does just shows how much she's desperately clinging to power. The only problems I have with the movie is that some characters are sidelined a bit, when there could be a possible extra 20 minutes added just to give them a little bit of extra screen time, and the post-credit scenes were a little disappointing to me. But let's go into the plot, and here's the best way I can put it for you. Skip now is the time. I'm gonna get into the plot of the Thunderbolts. So the movie starts with Yelena finishing a task given her by Valentina, which involves the Sentry Project. Meanwhile, Valentina is facing some sort of trial about those illegal projects. So Valentina's galaxy brain idea is to send all of her evidence of her illegal activity down to a vault where she plans to burn it all down. This includes Yelena, Ghost, Taskmaster, and US Agent. Bucky is a politician working with a congressman to take down Val, but with no luck so far. And Red Guardian catches wind of Val's plans because he ended up as her limo driver. What in the holy coincidence, Batman? So back in the vault, Taskmaster gets headshot by Ghost. Yup, all questions of how Taskmaster possibly dies in Thunderbolts, and it's this. Cool. Anyway, the rest escape and find Bob in there as well. They climb out, but Val knows Bob is in there now and sends a strike force. They escape thanks to Red Guardian and Bucky. Bob discovers his powers but gets caught by Val before Red Guardian and Bucky appear. The Thunderbolts then go to New York to find Bob, but Val already turned him into Sentry as he proceeds to beat the ever-living piss out of the team. So after getting their asses handed to them by Sentry, the team has an Act 3 breakup. Yelena and Red Guardian reconcile over Natasha's death. The team gets back together after Sentry gets betrayed by Val and turns into the Void. Yelena then enters the Void, phrasing, and tries to help Bob. She goes through some bad memories of her own life, and the team arrives to help her as well. Didn't see any of their bad memories, but okay. Together, with the power of friendship, they help Bob defeat the Void, and Val, in the ultimate final move, decides to announce the Thunderbolts as the new Avengers, instead of the Thunderbolts, which was a bit weird to me, but okay. So now that I just unloaded the plot onto you guys, if you haven't, then welcome back from the skip. Finally, let's talk. Do you need to watch the past MCU movies for this one? The answer is yes and no. Well, I mean, you can enjoy Thunderbolts as itself, but if you do want some more context on some of the characters, I'm going to list the MCU movies you should probably watch before this one. Captain America movies, with specifically First Avenger, Civil War, and Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Those are about all, and it's basically where all the other characters are in. So that was fun, wasn't it? Takes a lot nowadays to make me enjoy a movie, mainly because when I look at movies I only see the faults. But I quite like the Thunderbolts, and I thought it was a pretty good movie. Please subscribe, and until then, guys,